Oh boy, we have a decent amount of bad news today to share, which is something I was hoping to not have to share because it feels like there's been a lot of bad news with the Switch 2 recently. But you know what? You got to get the bad out of the way to get the good in front of you. So I think that makes sense, right? Get the bad out because the good's gonna be right in front of you in due time. When that time is coming, I don't know, but stay tuned. We're gonna get some great Switch 2's news soon. With that being said, before we get into these topics today, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've been doing Switch 2 videos every single day, sometimes news, sometimes speculating, sometimes we're reviewing all the games that are coming to the system. We're doing all sorts of things with the Switch 2, so make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't already, please like the video, greatly appreciate it. Let's get right into the main topic of the video. So if you have not heard, people have been attempting to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 over on the UK. Amazon has it available to where you could pre-order the Switch 2. Now, the US decided to think that it would be a smart idea to pre-order it on there because obviously over here, our pre-orders got delayed and we don't even know a release date for the system. And it was all going to plan. US people were able to go ahead and pre-order the system through Amazon on the UK. Everything went through, all was well, except it wasn't. People have started to receive emails and messages that their order has been canceled, meaning that you are going to be forced to pre-order this system in America. I know that a lot of people was thinking this would be a great idea to come back at the prices of the Switch 2 over here, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be forced to pre-order that system here if you plan on pre-ordering it at all. And what's even worse, at least I don't know, I feel like this is worse. Canada will no longer be having the Switch 2 available for pre-order on April 9th due to everything that's happening over here in the US. They want to wait to see what's going on with the pre-orders over there, and then once everything's resolved, we will be able to pre-order in the Canadian region if that's something that you're wanting to do. But it's kind of scary times because I wasn't expecting Canada to go ahead and pull the plug on the pre-orders, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Really scary times right now. I really don't know when this system is going to be available for pre-order at this point. I feel like Nintendo is just going to randomly shadow drop this and you'll just walk into the store and find out right then and there that it's available for pre-order. Because at this point, I feel like it's caused such a big mess that it's going to be really difficult to pre-order the system if they do announce a date, because then everyone will show up to said date. Where the April 9th date was a little bit easier because I think people were on hinge about trying to figure out if they wanted the system or not. And now with all the news that are coming out about this system, I think everyone's going to rush to pre-order the system. That way they don't have to worry about a potential price increase. I really don't know. I think it's going to be a mess, and no matter what Nintendo's play is on how they handle the pre-orders, whether that's a shadow dropped release where you just randomly find out the pre-orders are available, or they announce a date, it's going to be a mess no matter what. And to anybody that pre-ordered the UK system, you know, check your pre-order folders, emails, all that good stuff, because your system probably got canceled if you pre-ordered from America. Another thing that I am actually kind of surprised about, Suikoden 1 and 2 is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which I don't really understand why. But unfortunately, Konami has confirmed that the whole game will not be on cartridge when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. And I believe from what the wording is, it's just going to be Suikoden 1 on the cartridge, and then you will have to download Suikoden 2. However, I will say, I mean, you could go ahead and pick up Suikoden 1 and 2 on the Nintendo Switch right now because the whole game is on that cartridge. I don't really know why Konami went out of the way to make a whole different physical edition, because it sounds like there might not even be enhancements made, but I could be wrong. This might be one of the weirdest Konami releases I've seen. With how expensive these game cartridges are, I'm very surprised, and I'm wondering if they're doing it because there's just not going to be as much Switch 2 games out there, and they're hoping to maybe get more extra sales by releasing this on Switch 2, because people will be like, oh, a Switch 2 game. Because within the first year of the Switch 2, I feel like everything is going to sell well because people will be hungry for games. That's what happened in 2017 when the Switch 1 came out. Everyone was buying everything because they were hungry for Switch games. Okay, let's get into some more brighter news. I feel like these topics were a little bit sad because it just seems like something bad is happening to the Switch 2 every day, But I'm remaining positive. I bet the next time we do a news video, it is going to be the craziest of news. It is going to be the brightest of brights. It's going to be probably a release date information, if I'm gonna guess, or something better than that. Well, we got some Hollow Knight Silksong news. Well, I say it's news. It's just a few extra screenshots of the game, but the curators, even though I kind of thought this was obvious, there was still question somehow that Silksong might not even be coming to the Switch 1, but the Team Cherry has confirmed that it will be coming to Switch 1 and Switch 2. So you guys can be happy with your Silksong news. We know it's coming out 2025, so you guys are probably going to get better look at that game at some point, but it's probably going to be through Xbox, because from my understanding, Xbox actually bought the marketing rights to that game. So I was very surprised to see it at that Nintendo Switch 2 presentation in general. But going forward, any like big new trailer, expect that at like an Xbox presentation. Bill Trinen was talking about Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bananza. I'm still trying to figure that one out. That is a weird word. Can we just call it Donkey Kong Banana? Either way, Bill Trinen was really hyping up Mario Kart World and the Donkey Kong game, saying that these games were genre defining. On top of that, he said franchise defining games. Not really sure what this means. The way I take it, the way I interpret it, and I could interpret it the wrong way, and I know that Coleman's not gonna like what I'm about to say here, but I believe with the wording that Bill Trinen has said, I take it that this is what the future of these games are gonna be like. So I feel like going forward, you're gonna see Donkey Kong in 3D for a while, and you're gonna see whatever Mario Kart World is going to end up being, because there's still a lot of stuff we don't know about this game, because Bill Trinen has really been hyping it up. Is like, make sure you stay tuned to the Nintendo Direct, because there's going to be crazy information. So I take it that's kind of what the future of those two series are, however those games are going to be played, the future of it. I don't know. That's how I see it, which I think a lot of y'all will like that, but there's some retro people that's probably not going to like that. And there's probably gonna be some people really wanting a 2D Donkey Kong game pretty soon. And it does make me wonder what the future of 2D Donkey Kong is. We have the official confirmation that game key cards can be resold and reused onto different consoles. There was people worried that maybe when you buy this game, you can't put that game key card into another system. It's just gonna be locked to said system, which I'm kind of surprised people thought this. It seems like anytime a brand new console is coming out that relates to like downloading discs or whatever, people are always wondering and worried if it's gonna be stuck to that console. I remember when the Xbox was coming out, people were worried that that was gonna end up happening. And yeah, the good news is you have nothing to worry about that with the Switch 2. And hopefully we don't have to really worry about too many developers utilizing game keycards. Another thing that I think is exciting, because I had a lot of worry about this, if you guys go back to one of my first videos, I think it's like when I was concerned for the Switch 2, I talked about how there's a lot of backwards compatibility games on there, some really big titles from third-party developers that's not going to be available on the Switch 2 day one. And Nintendo has confirmed that they are working with these third-party developers to make sure that these games are available on the Switch 1 with an update. So it sounds like that list that we went over is trying to be significantly smaller, and maybe we'll get a good majority of those games available onto the Switch 2 at some point, hopefully this year. I know for myself, I'm really bummed about Dead by Daylight not being on there, because I thought that game was going to be a lot better on Switch 2, and that would have been an exciting title. Especially Doom Eternal. I feel like that's a pretty big deal that's not on there. So hopefully Nintendo can help fix these problems. This one kind of surprised me. Hades 2 is actually going to be a timed console exclusive on Nintendo Switch 2. I believe it will be released on PC day one also, but in terms of other consoles, it is going to be on Switch 2 for a few months. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. That does seem like the game that would be perfect for the Nintendo audience. However, I just know that Hades has become so popular on pretty much every console that I would have thought that Supermassive Games would have wanted this to be available day one on all consoles. But I guess Nintendo is paying them a decent amount of money, so as long as they're happy, I'm happy. Go get your bag, Supermassive Games. This one I think is kind of funny. Nintendo will not tell you what's going to happen when you press the C button on the Joy-Cons when you're not in Wi-Fi. This brings a lot of speculation. What is going to happen when you press the C button? Will the Switch 2 explode? Will it make some weird sound effect? Or will it just tell you that Wi-Fi is not available, so this option is not going to work? Probably that last option. It's probably just going to say connection not available. Nothing cool, but it does make you wonder. This could be great opportunity for Nintendo to either do something really funny, make a weird sound effect with it. You know how like the Joy-Cons when you're on the home screen, when you have to hit the 3 buttons to open it up. You know how there's like the secret Easter egg where you can hit the Joy-Cons and make weird sound effects? Did you guys know that? You probably already knew that. But if you didn't know that, let me know in the comments down below if I just taught y'all something new about the Joy-Cons. Such a stupid feature. There's probably something like that's going to happen for the Switch 2. And then lastly, this one actually comes from Nintendo Prime. He found out that all the accessories for the Switch 2 are available for pre-order at GameStop. The only one that you probably want to look into is this micro express SD card, whatever these things are called. GameStop has a 1 terabyte one that is significantly way cheaper than all the other ones, which I'm still trying to figure out why GameStop's model is way cheaper. But if you plan on getting a 1 terabyte card for your Switch 2, in terms of price, I don't know the type of quality that you're getting out of it, but in terms of price, GameStop has the best one in terms of pricing. And that might be one that you want to be on the lookout for, because I do think that stuff is going to be selling out, as it has been selling out like crazy over in Japan. In fact, people have been scalping it. It is crazy that we're scalping micro SD express cards. How bad does things have to get where you have to scalp micro SD cards? I really hope that that's not going to be the new thing over here. Hey, dude, I see it happening. We're going to see people scalp micro SD cards, charge 2 times the price. You're going to be paying the price of a Switch 2 for a 1 terabyte SD card express. Absolutely crazy. The last one, I think we got to take with a grain of salt, because I don't know what type of sources this individual has, but Nintendo has said that according to his sources that the Switch 2 will be extremely well stocked. However, the accessories and games will be very hard to find once the system releases. I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, I know this individual takes care of finding the deals and probably has connections to retailers because of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of connection that, you know, Nintendo was able to find by contacting all these retailers with the deals and promotions, all that. So there's a possibility. I know we've been talking about how I thought the Switch 2 was going to be hard to get because of the whole pre-order situation, the tariff situation, everything that's going on. I think it's going to be interesting, and I guess we will see what happens when the Switch 2 releases, if it's hard to find, and when the pre-orders come out too on top of that. Guys, that is all the stories I have for y'all today. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about what we talked about. If you guys have any suggestions for Switch 2 videos that you want to see on this channel, let me know, because I plan on taking a day to where I'm just going to film a bunch of videos at once. That way I'm like super ahead, because we always like to be super ahead on this channel. And with these type of videos that we're making right now, it's not really ahead, because you're seeing this probably like 12. So I'm filming this right now and it's probably coming out 12 hours later. So it's just like not the most ideal situation that I like to be in, but I think it's understandable with these type of videos. I don't know. I've been talking for way too much. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, check out the Discord server, Instagram, Monado Marine membership in the description below, $5 a month. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. And I'm going to go to bed, because I got boxing in the morning. Peace.